Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening,
hello,
everybody.
hello.
This is David. This is David from Take Two Radio, and I'm here with Candice.
Hello.
Hey, and Anthony.
Good evening.
Good evening. We are minus our Princess CAROLYN tonight, and of course our fearless leader Pam, who's they're both one is under the weather with family, and another is probably couldn't make last minute. And Casey had to bow out at the last minute too because he isn't feeling well either. So it's just the 3 of us guys.
Wow, we don't need anybody else, and I love that you downgraded CAROLYN from Queen to Princess if she can't make it. Aging Walt Willie, he's got to get his belt ready.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, See, now some like stomach pain, Tylenol, Advil, some Pepto Bismol, and everything. No excuse for not coming on the show. Ha ha.
Yeah, I made it here when I had 102 fever last year, and I had the shakes. I just hugged the dog, put a blanket around me, and I was here talking my soaps. So no shade or anything. Shade.
No shade.
Right. I mean, okay. Seriously, you just made me feel really bad now.
It's nice to have you back, Candice.
Thank you.
It's been a while. Well, it was just last week, wasn't it?
It was, and that was a phenomenal week.
You guys did great. That was a good interview.
I actually listened to it again, not last night, the night before, because it was bucket list for me. Honestly, Tina Lord Roberts. I know she was 20, and I know she was a witch up on Passions, but Tina Lord Roberts need to explain more. But
I know.
We are
made
here
everybody happy.
We are here this evening to discuss the daytime Emmys and the nominations that just came out. Overall, guys, how are you feeling?
I'm still looking them over, and I'm just confused about the list a little bit because knowing that Day's tapes way ahead of us, we don't see them air until later, so that's how I get a little confused on the time frame of how they qualify because of that.
Okay.
So is it?
Well, I'll shed a little bit of light on that, and I'll use Greg, aka Leo, as an example. He submitted the scenes when he came back from the dead, quote unquote.
Yeah.
His second time around, because they can only air what's aired up until December. So they can't do anything that's about to air, they can have some real juicy stuff coming up in February, but unfortunately that qualifies for the next year, and they got to rely on people remembering the impact of that storyline by the reels that they submit when they submit it. And do remember that the voters are not you and I. It's people. It's
right.
Academy members. So they're kind of voting on each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that sheds a little bit of light.
That does.
Anybody who knows me knows how I really feel. Let's put it this way. I'm feeling 3 different emotions. I'm happy for the nominees that was nominated yesterday. I'm happy that there is an award show. And 3, I'm still kind of like question mark as to some people not being in the categories.
Yeah, that's my big kind of set of feelings. Exactly like you feel like we still have a show, thank God. And, you know, I'll use Peter for an example, the perennial Peter Bergman. You know, is anyone surprised that he's there? Absolutely not. Are we surprised that there are certain names that aren't there? And maybe because of him, they're not there? I don't think anyone's surprised either. I really had hoped after last year, there was a lot of buzz right after, you know, the show itself, that they would rethink the categories, open up a few more categories. That didn't really happen. And, you know, that makes me a little sad because I do think, you know, there could be a comedic/dramatic category. There could be quite a few more categories that would open up. I think the standard 4 should always be there. I think the younger actress is just it's used as a, you know, we'll never win in the supporting actress, and we're young enough to kind of qualify for this. It doesn't really go for the kids themselves, you know, where it really should be. I have to say this before we dive into the actual lists themselves. There are so many performances that weren't recognized because of the way the lists, you know, the way the submissions work. AKA Stacey Haddock, Kathleen Gaddy, yet again. Oh God, what's his name? From Days. Male performance. But again, there's so many people that where do they submit? They don't know where to submit, so they can't submit. But they have some really outstanding work. And hopefully, you know, our show will shine a light. And I think that there are a few other soap opera outlets out there that are saying the same things. So maybe we'll get some recognition, you know, after this year.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know,
and I agree with you.
No, go ahead, Candace.
No, I was going to say, I agree.
I mean, it's very funny that they, you know, that all 4 shows put their big, we were nominated for outstanding drama. Like, hello, well, who else is going to be nominated? Yes, congratulations. And yes, you know, thank God you're still on the air.
Remember there was one year, I think it was when All My Children, One Life to Live was still, you know, a part of, you know, I think it was either on the online network, and it was that one year where it was just only 3 soaps nominated. Out of I think it was like only 5 or 6 at that time. Yeah. And everybody was like, it should be all nominated, but it was only 3. Even now with, you know, look, I always say this is that if they were to do that now, considering that it's only 4 soaps, fans would have a fit because it's like, all right, we know it's 4 soaps. We know. And if one is left out, okay, then it just didn't make the part. It didn't make, you know, the whole list. But when I tell you yesterday afternoon, when the nominations came out, I think half of fans was in a shell shock in a way, because you're right. The Academy, to me, I always think that each category should have 8 nominees. Supporting actress always has more than the others, okay? Mm-hmm. But I always said that they should have, like, for the lead actor and actress nominations, they should have at least 8. Because to me, that's a tough category. That is a tough category to pick from.
Absolutely.
And the same could be for, you know, like for, okay, lead, it could be 8. For supporting, 6. For the younger set, 5. Why not? I never understood that. You know, it should be an even number, because there's a lot of talented people out there that was submitted for the pre-nomination list. And when I saw who was picked and everything, again, you know, I was like, congratulations and whatnot. And if you're a true soap fan, you can already tell what the rules were. You already knew what the rules were. Uh-huh. You know, before you even heard what it was, you already was like, yep, okay. And you start sizing them up. But
you know,
like I
real
still
quick.
feel like my children wasn't picked. Some of my kids weren't picked.
Real quick, you know, I think that it should be outstanding dramatic series, and they should re-examine how the submissions come and open it up to all of the actual serial web series as well, to be able to submit. You know, that they have, you know, not the 13 runoffs, but the ones that actually submit, you know, a full season's worth of episodes should also be able to qualify. There should then be best actor and best lead actor and lead actress in a daytime and in a web series category. There should be a lead actor and lead actress category for the web series as well. And then trickling down, there should also open up best comedic performance, outstanding dramatic performance, you know, and a few other interesting categories where people with some great work that have nowhere to submit it, you know, fall in line to a certain category. I think they tried a few years ago when they introduced, you know, the guest performance category, which is so murky. Yeah. Every year it's a different set of guidelines. You know, and unfortunately, you know, some really great work doesn't get highlighted because it doesn't quite fit the guidelines. And some people that should possibly be in a different category end up being put there because, again, the guidelines for the categories that we have are so limited. And since we don't, you know, have a television broadcast, and even if we did, kind of like the Grammys and the Oscars, and I think the Golden Globes do also, you know, they have their pre-televised ceremony for certain awards that aren't as, you know, popular.
The technicals.
You know, the technicals. And some, you know, there's no reason why we couldn't do that, you know, with daytime.
No reason.
Yeah.
So why don't we dive right into the list?
Want to dive in?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go.
Okay, you want to start with the kids?
Say that again, David?
You want to start with the kids like we did last year?
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
All right, because that's where I am. Okay. For outstanding younger actress, we have Haley Aaron, Kiki Jerome, General Hospital. Olivia Rose Keegan, Claire, Days of Our Lives. Victoria Conifol, Sierra, Days of Our Lives. Chloe Lanier, Nell, General Hospital. Eden McCoy, Jocelyn, General Hospital.
Okay. I need to say this right now. It's been a very long time since we had a strong younger actors category. And I'm not knocking anybody from the past or whatnot, but this list, when I saw this list, I applauded.
Yep.
National Arts and Science for getting it right. And here's the thing. Yes, I know everybody is like, well, 3 of the actresses aren't even on the show anymore. That doesn't count. Keep in mind, this was the calendar year of 2018 that they're voting and they were nominated for.
Right.
And I'm going to say this right now. This is a cat fight.
It is.
Pretty much.
Because you can't. I know some people have favorites going in, but this is why I said, like, if you watch all the soaps, you can pretty much guess, and we won't. I know the reels are going to be coming out soon, so this is what I
we know
say.
A couple.
If you have,
right?
Yeah, we do know a couple of them. Yeah, if you have a favorite going in, I say this all the time, and you sit down and you watch the reels, your opinion is going to change. Your opinion will change when you see the reels, because you got to go ahead, like right now. Okay, Okay. Are we going to pick who we think is going to win too? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who we want to win or who we think is going to win?
Both.
Who we want to
win?
Can we do both?
The way we did it last year. Both.
I think we can do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say, even though Chloe, a.k.a. Nell, had some good material towards the end of her run, and she's a previous winner,
Yes.
it's going to come down between Eden McCoy and, drum roll please, thank you, I'm going to say even Haley Aaron. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going with General Hospital. Yeah.
All right. See, now that surprises me. I think, first off, I want to say I don't like the character. And since I don't like the character, the actress is doing a phenomenal job. I don't think anybody should sleep on Olivia, a.k.a. Claire. For the material that they gave her, she really worked it. Do I think she's going to win? No. But I don't think we should sleep on her. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm afraid to split votes in all these categories. Who I think should win, I think, is Victoria Conable. I think it's a very strong bio, how do I put it, between her and Haley Aaron. But I think Victoria's work was just a little bit heavier, a little bit more refined in how she played the scenes that I'm assuming are submitted. Chloe, I think, is going to have the fan votes, but again, all of these ladies, young ladies, had an extremely strong year.
Yeah, they did.
So I think,
and we can just imagine what they brought out.
Yeah.
And what they.
I think that I'm going to go with. I think that Chloe is going to, is the votes for Chloe is going to knock out both of our General Hospital girls, and I'm afraid that our Days of Our Lives girls are going to cancel each other out as well. But I'm hoping for Victoria. I think in this category, Victoria had the best performances. And it's so hard to say because, again, really, like every single one of these young ladies had an outstanding year.
Yeah.
They did.
David?
Oh, God. Well, I'm having a hard time. Chloe's was so good, especially since I know what she offered to the Academy for her reel. That's the only one I know. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, this is, with both of you, this is a cat fight, and I think Chloe might get it, but I'd like to see Victoria get it.
Okay.
And before we move on to the boys, I also want to say, as I pointed out Claire, I also want to point out Josh. Eden has done some great work, but unfortunately the bratty is not usually recognized as much as either the crazy or, the super couple in the making. And without a doubt, Victoria's got the super couple.
Victoria's got the super
momentum
couple behind her.
Locked. And the bratty cancels out the bratty, so to speak.
But
I have to wonder if Eden put out some. I have to wonder if Eden put out that fight she had with her and Chloe in it.
I was thinking that. I think that's a part of her reel, and I also think anything with her and Laura Wright. And this is why I personally said like Eden, because if you have somebody who can go against toe to toe with Laura Wright, and own it, if it's the scene I'm thinking of, then yeah, the Academy. From what I've seen, like as far as previous reels and the winners, if you can go toe to toe with somebody who is quote unquote superior in daytime and hold your own, you have people now taking a look at you. It's like, oh, okay, so she's not just playing this bratty little kid. She actually can hold her own against a Chloe, a Laura, a Maurice. You know, she can do her own storyline. She can actually carry a storyline without being the backdrop.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So that's why I said, and even with Haley, it was the Me Too storyline. You know, the whole, situation, and her and Mara West. I mean, Haley's another graduated Mara West school, y'all. Everybody give her a round of applause. She graduated. I'm so proud.
Yep.
She also with Griffin, like I want to see the reels now.
Yeah, I really want to see.
I
wish we had the list of everyone's. And to your point, Candice, I'm going to call that the Heather Tom syndrome. Because her young in the Restless run. When that's what solidified her. Everybody looked at her and said, "This little girl was playing up against the mustache and against Melody Scott, as well as Phyllis, and she had scenes her year that were just phenomenal, and it was like, whoa."
Well, wait a minute. Can we actually recall it the Sarah Michelle Gellar Award of Syndrome? Because she went toe to toe with Susan Lucci.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
All right, David.
Yeah.
Tell us about our young men.
Our young men: Lucas Adams, Trip Dalton, Days of Our Lives; William Lipton, Cameron Weber, General Hospital; Kyle Pettis, Theo Carver, On Days; Garen Stitt, Oscar Nero, General Hospital; Zach Tinker, Fenmore, Baldwin, Young and the Restless.
Go ahead, Candy Girl.
Okay.
I know who I'm.
So I'm going to say there was somebody that was missing from this list. And it's a Young and Restless actor.
Say it.
Well, actually, no, there was actually two people. I'll be honest with you. The young actor that played Reed should have been on this list, and the one young fellow who plays Charlie from Young and the Restless. Of course, I have to go with Young and the Restless, right? Okay. Yeah. And even though this is where I really just be like, okay, it is what it is. Let it go, Candace. Let it go. But I can't. Because this category, and a lot of people on social media is questioning some people on this list. And I'm just like this. I really want to see the reels. I already know for a fact that the young actor who plays Oscar is going to be something with the tumor, with the cancer. Scenes with Tamara Braun, Billy Miller, and probably even Eden McCoy too. But it's just I had to really sit down and think about what Kyle, a.k.a. Theo, had to put, because he left in January.
He left.
So it was like,
what?
I mean, other than JJ shooting him in a coma, him waking up on New Year's Day. Well, that was the whole storyline, though, of him being shot.
The only thing he could have submitted that holds weight is the scenes between him and JJ Forgiving. The goodbye scenes were horrible, and if that's what was submitted, then perfect. It cancels out. Him, really whether or not he should be in this category at all. But those scenes with him and JJ were pretty darn powerful.
They were.
And that was January?
And of course you had to. That was January.
That was in January. Yeah.
See, okay.
And that's the thing. Like, when people had heard his name, people had to really sit down and remember, like, wait a minute, he left in January. What did he do? And like you said, the whole, acceptance from JJ, the apology, that was it. Like, that was, unless you're going to have a 30-second clip of him laying down, sleeping.
Well, and that's the conundrum. You don't submit highlights of your year in soap. You submit, 2 basic scene plays, and that's what it's individual performance rather than a compilation of your year's worth of performance. And the fans just have to understand that. We've got to get that message out. It is. I would bet my dog, my Alexa, and my iPhone that the scenes he submitted were, him and JJ, Casey Moss.
Yeah.
So who's your heart favorite, and who do you predict to actually win?
My heart favorite is Tom Pelfrey from Gone Light, and wrong year. I'm sorry.
Oh, honey, get back to the come back to 2019, girl.
Okay, I'm sorry. Woo! It was a long time back there. Okay. My Jonathan Jackson. I'm joking. My heart is set for Lucas Adams. My God, he showed up last year.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, but he must get his recognition. He has grown. They gave him material. Finally, they gave him something appropriate, something to showcase some sides, his sensitive, sexy side, and a little bit of, I remember where I came from. I can still use that.
A little bit of patch.
Yeah, a little bit of patch, a little bit of Ava. He has really come full circle in the fact of he started out with good material, and if it's true that he's leaving, then he still has good material all around. He's paired up with some good people now. Not saying he wasn't before, but he's really a good, strong actor, and I think he might take it.
It would be.
The person I'm like, the other person, you know what? I'm going to do something different. The person I'm going to be shocked if they give it to him, but I have to think about the story arc. It's a young actor who plays Oscar.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, General Hospital fans, look, I know, we're counting down the days. I know. But you got to think about this. Emotion, and this goes for anybody who's been in an emotional storyline. Sometimes it could be the best or the worst. In this case, General Hospital fans, you already know. But if you can actually muster feelings from not only the other actors that are involved in your story, but also the fans, you can also win over the Academy, because it's such a hard story. A young man dealing with a life-ending disease.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
I really want to see what his scenes are. I don't know what he submitted, and I need to know before I make a final. I'm going to make preliminary predictions, but I can't make final because I don't know what his scenes are.
I'd like to see what he is.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the one when he finds out that I was going to say Lord Ava. Lord, okay, I'm sorry, Dave J. Where Kim kept it from him that he had cancer.
Yeah.
When he was talking to Jason and all of them too.
Yes. That would be my guess too.
The scenes with him and Jason, that one scene with him and Alexis, were really, really powerful scenes. And then throw in that scene with Joss where she pushed him to admit the truth. Because even though she was the driving force of that scene, his reactionary acting was, y'all all know I'm a huge Oscar fan. I battled for this boy from the beginning for the respect that he deserves. Not every actor has to be powerful and has to be dramatic and has to be every scene that they're in. I saw the potential from him with him from the beginning. When he stepped into, of course, he was a recast, as we all know. When he stepped into that role, I said, "Oh, there's something there," and I'm very glad to be vindicated based upon what they gave him to play. I don't know why Fen. I'm sorry, but I don't know why Fen is in this category. My prediction goes like this. I think it's the races between Lucas, a.k.a. Tripp, and Theo, based upon the material that I think they both submitted. My heart wants to give Oscar Garin next year, because he's got some great material airing now, and about to come up. So my heart gives it to him next year. My heart is so glad that Cameron was recognized. I don't think he has the material to go up against Lucas and what's Theo's real name? I'm sorry.
Tyler.
Tyler. Yeah. Tyler. I don't think he has the material anywhere in what he has so far. Although what he's played this year, the scene with him and Elizabeth and the scene with him and Franco might just possibly go against those two powerful actors. But what he had last year, not enough yet. But my heart is so glad he's in the category. My prediction goes to Lucas to take it.
Mine too. Lucas seems to have the stronger material out of everyone that I can remember right now. But Will, there were some bit parts in Candice. I was talking to you on the phone one time, and that time, you know how he is with Roger. Those scenes with Roger.
Mhm.
The ones where after Franco found out that Kiki was murdered.
Oh yeah.
And how they made up. I swear I melted on that scene. They have to give him more like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The scene with him and Aiden as well.
Oh my God!
Now I know what he submitted. It just came to me. He submitted the scene where he came clean with Jocelyn. It has to be. That was his best work.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Where he came clean with Jocelyn and possibly with Roger. As much as I love him with Rebecca as well, he was just so much
stronger.
It was just stronger. It was a better Roger. That's his history. Put him with a strong younger actress, and he not only shines himself, but he pulls back enough to pull it out of them.
Like the others.
Yeah. I love me some Maurice, and Maurice has moments where he pulls it out of his kids and so on and so forth. I mean, him and Spencer, that's a dynamic I absolutely love. But Maurice tends to overshadow the kids where Roger brings them out, draws them out.
Yeah.
I do want to
mention something like that too, Roger did.
Did he?
Yeah, he mentioned when I met him a couple years back. That was one of the questions that was given to Roger, and he says the thing about working with kids is it's an honest performance. I mean, they're not going to lie to you how they act. I mean, everything is honest from them. It's straight up, and it's beautiful. And he just lights up when he's with kids.
David, so you're going with Lucas as well, you said, right, David?
I'm going with Lucas as well, but I'd like to see more. I would like to see General Hospital give Will a little more meat like he had.
Yeah.
Before
we leave this category, I want to piggyback on what Candice said. Absolutely, the actor that plays Charlie. I do think The Bold and the Beautiful was overlooked, and there's one younger actor that could have made this list as well instead of Fenn. I just don't understand Fenn, me personally. Can someone give me a scene that they can think of that he might have submitted where he deserves to be here? It's your show, girl. Can you pull that rabbit out that hat?
I mean, the thing I can think of is when probably the first episode he did when he was telling School and Lauren what he wanted to do, that he didn't want to be a lawyer, he wanted to be a singer, and something maybe with Anna. That's all I got.
Yeah, see, I think Reed would have been. I'm surprised. The actor that plays Reed, the actor that plays Charlie, and I do think that there's one young man that was overlooked on Bold and the Beautiful. So, having said
that, you're talking about Will? Yeah, he's a heartbreaker. I don't know what his name is, but you're talking about Katie and Bill's little boy.
Yeah, I do. I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say Nicholas. I love Spencer, although sometimes lately it's bordered on campy, annoying. But in that vein, none of the truly younger ones shine like Will did. I love Faith.
He wasn't pre-nominated.
I'm surprised he wasn't on this list. He really shined.
Yeah.
All right, David. Move us along.
Okay. How about, this one is an interesting one. How about, because we got some good ones on Outstanding Guest Performer, and these are interesting. Okay. Philip Anthony Rodriguez, Miguel on Days of Our Lives. Patricia Bethione, Mary Pat on General Hospital. Wayne Brady, Reese, Bold and the Beautiful.
Shocking. Go ahead.
Kate Manzi, Abigail, Days of Our Lives.
Annoyed. Go ahead.
And Tao Penglis, Andre, Days of Our Lives.
Please let me go first. Please.
Go ahead, girl.
Yes.
For the love of Jesus. Okay, so I want to clarify this whole category because as you mentioned, as everybody else has mentioned, this category is one of those confusing categories that changes the rules every single year. I'm going to help everybody understand this. The first time they did this was for people, special guests, who came onto the soap as an original character, not a character from the past or whatnot that was involved in a story arc. Roll out, peace out. The following year, it was a little confusing because it was like, you still can't be a new, okay, I'm not even going to it. This year, I guess they decided, you know what, we're going to throw in a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm going to tell you something. When I saw Kate and Theo's name in there, I was like, excuse me? I was like, they're previous actors who played these characters we all know. We know Abby. We know Tony and Andre. We know them. Like, we've seen Kate. We've seen Theo. We know who they are on Days of Our Lives. The three top ones, the nurse, Pumpkinhead, because, that's what her head, she got, Miguel, and Wayne Brady, those are new characters that we haven't seen before. They actually fit this category. But when I saw Kate and I was like, you know what? I was like, okay, so Jesus, don't come after me. But that's a bunch of bull. I'm sorry. And congratulations, Wayne Brady. There, I said it. He's going to win it.
Okay.
Just give it to him.
Well, I'm going to roll right up after Candace. This is exactly the case where this category could be split into two, if not three categories of their own, maybe even outstanding male guest performer, outstanding female guest performer, and outstanding returning performer. Would be a great way to split this category and give slots of of space for people to be able to submit some great work. I, just like Candice, am very upset to see slots taken away from other worthy performances by an actress who I love. I love Kate. I absolutely love her. I'd go straight for her if I could, quite honestly. And Teo is amazing. He is, but they don't deserve to be in this category. Miguel is a strange one for me. Yes, congratulations, Wayne Brady. Yeah, congratulations, Wayne Brady. I called this weeks ago. I knew this is exactly how this category, if y'all remember the conversation we had, I knew this is exactly how this category was going to go down. And
you figured they'd pick him for that.
Yeah, let Aunt Stella, a.k.a. Bernie, hand Wayne his trophy this year. Congratulations, Wayne Brady.
She did. Vernay won the guest performer last year, right?
Yeah, that's mhm.
And now she's one-upped.
Yes, she is. All right, David.
I mean, here's the thing. If anybody remembers the pre-nomination list, okay, there was for crying out loud, Hunter Tyler was up for guest performer in a drama series. We've seen her. Kelly,
right.
This to me is one of those categories where I think it all stemmed from years ago, 2003, when Vanessa Marcel came back to General Hospital and won the Emmy the next year. And she was only on there for no more than 6 months. And she beat out Linda Dano, Robin Christopher, and everything, who had a whole year work. And here she comes, I'm Brenda, bitches. And, she won an Emmy. I think that's where this category has come into. This is how the category happened. Because there was some people who came back for a guest stint who did brilliant work enough to be nominated for something. But, of course, like you said, where do you put them? In lead, supporting? No, we're just going to create this category. The problem is that every year it's been different. It's like you had to be an original character. Because it was around the time that Jonathan Jackson came back as Lucky Spencer. And everybody was like, well, Jonathan could submit himself for guest performer. And they was like, no, he had to be a original character. Okay, you had the original characters like Aunt Stella. And look at her now. God be the glory. And now it's just like you said, it's just a melting pot of everything. It's a little bit of old and new. I just, Wayne Brady, go ahead.
Here's something I want to highlight. The year Betty White first came to Bold and Beautiful, this category didn't exist.
Nope.
And, that's an outstanding guest performance. You know what I mean?
That was.
Carol Burnett showing up in Pine Valley.
Oh, my children. Yeah.
It was only, 3 days in total? But it was such a standout performance that that's what this category should have been all along. And so going forward next year, I'm going to take the link and submit this to David, the producer and or whatever he is of
David Michaels.
Yeah,
David Michaels.
I'm going to send the link to this show to him. We chatted a little bit last night because here's the deal, guys. Come on, next year break this category up. You don't have to take my suggestion, but I think my suggestion kind of covers it pretty well, at least for our first year. And break this category up and let people submit. The pre-nom list. There are two non-recognized that really hurt my heart. In as much as I love Teo, and like I said, I'd go straight for Kate. So, but this is just not their category. David, any final thoughts on this category?
I see your point with Wayne Brady, it's sort of like he was handpicked just so he could be in that category. More or less.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to figure out which one. Well, we know Kate's was when she came back as Abigail, and it wasn't only for a short time. And we know that she couldn't have the same role. I mean, they couldn't put her and Marcy in the same place because it wasn't at the same time. So, you know, I feel bad for those two, her and Tao. Mary Pat, she was interesting.
Mary Pat deserves to win, but we all know, congratulations, Wayne Brady.
Pretty much, don't we?
I'll be the one to say it. Mary Pat's not going to get it, but Mary Pat deserves to win. What's her name in real life? CAROLYN? No.
Patricia Bethiel.
Patricia. Patty Girl. Yeah. Patty Girl, if you hear this, just understand. I ain't like your character, but I loved your acting. And, honey, if it were up to me, you'd be going home with a cute little statuette. Congratulations, Wayne Brady.
I mean, I'm just...
Well said.
And real quick, because I agree with you. I agree with you on that, but I'm also looking at the fact that you have, quote-unquote, 3 big names in this category.
Yeah.
Right? And, again, like you said, Patricia did her thing as the nurse. She was there for a story arc. That's what really this category should be. Story arc performance. You came on, you did your thing, you rolled out. At the same time, I'm like, when I saw Kate, and I'm like, okay, so that was it. The whole quad was nominated. You know, it's like, to me, I would actually, if it had been me, I would have submitted Kate in lead too. Or supporting. I mean, yeah, okay, they may cancel each other out, but, I mean, you can't. You know what? I'm not going to, you know what, because I'm so nice tonight, I'm going to say another word about this category because it hurts my heart and soul.
Again, because I am going to forward this link. In a case like Kate and Marcy, that's a place where you take it to the voters and possibly even put it online to, okay, we have these 2 phenomenal people who it's going to be so hard. Which one of these 2 are we going to vote up through the category? We're not going to end up with both of them in the final nominations. So a special vote goes first to which one of these 2 goes through the round, 2 of 3. And I think that would be fair. Had they both been put up for I think it should have been supporting actress, quite honestly, not lead actress. But that's just my opinion, and I respect why people believe that it was a lead actress nomination. All right.
All right.
David, any final thoughts on congratulations, Wayne Brady? I mean, guest performing.
Hashtag congratulations, Wayne Brady.
I think we pretty much covered that, right?
Yeah.
Supporting?
Let's go supporting.
Okay. Outstanding supporting actress. The nominees are Cassie DePaiva, Eve, Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Lindsay Godfrey, Sarah, Days of Our Lives. Martha Madison, Belle, Days of Our Lives.
Yes.
Beth Maitland, Tracy, Young and the Restless.
Dun, dun, dun.
Michelle Morgan, Hillary, Young and the Restless.
Bum, bum, bum.
Vernee Watson and Stella, General Hospital.
Oh, God. Girl, I'm sorry I'm taking this one first.
Go ahead.
Okay. Beth. Okay. That's my heart. Beth. Okay, my other heart wants Cassie DePaiva to have it because I have been a Cassie DePaiva fan. Period. I mean, once that Chinese lady disappeared and Southern Belle came up, I said, "Oh, who there?" And I've been on board with her, and I love what she does with Eve. But this is Beth's year. I think, unfortunately, the Days of Our Lives actresses are going to cancel each other out, so neither one of them stands a chance, and both of them deserve to be in the category. That I will say. And Stella, honey, sweetheart, I love when you're on screen. I do. And you've had some strong material. Sitting there with Dr. Bailey, or whatever her name was on our show, those were some great scenes, and that's got to be what you submitted. And I'm glad you're at the table, but for me, it's Beth.
Okay, wait, so Jesus is about to block me. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just say one more thing. Michelle,
okay.
She so deserves to be at the table, and if it wasn't for Beth, I'd be screaming Michelle. I cannot believe I did not say that. Sweetheart, loved your exit performances. Go ahead, Candice.
Here's the thing. Last year, it was the Young and Restless takeover. This year was Days, and I agree. Days actresses may cancel each other out. It's down to I'm gonna be look. This is my young look. I'm gloating. Beth and Michelle had some amazing performances last year. Mm-hmm. The Hillary death, the end of Hillary Curtis was heartbreaking. It was emotional. Mm-hmm. You was on a roller coaster. They humanized Hillary. Mm-hmm. And Michelle did her thing. Beth, it's always a pleasure to see her on Young and Restless. She is the voice of reason. She is that leader that needs to be permanent on Young and Restless. She brings so much to a story that you'd be like, damn.
But think
she's
about
supporting this storyline.
Just like Roger Howarth, beauty is not in. Yes, she has some great dramatic moments herself, but her beauty is in drawing the dramatic performance of those of those around her, and that makes her acting 1,000 times more powerful.
And she's present. In the scene. She's not faking it, and not saying that none of these other actresses fake it, but the thing is that when you watch Tracy Abbott, you've gone through the story with her. She's there. She brings you, and if you were not there, she brings you into it. Okay. The scene that she submitted, and even before we found this out, I was like, I knew it. Is the scene with her and Jack when she said how much it bugged her that John Abbott called Ashley my beauty. I was like, done. 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 I was like, done. Screw, the scene with the CAROLYN speech when she was at the high school reunion. I mean, here's the thing. Everybody still, if you're a Young and Restless fan, the CAROLYN storyline still gets you every time. Because you know how important that was. And you know how Beth should have been nominated for that year and wasn't, and I'm still mad about it. But it's something about, again, I use this word a lot. I'm going to use this word a lot tonight. It's emotion.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody on this list had something to give that was emotionally connecting to the audience. But when you look at the hindsight of 2018, Michelle and Beth raised the bar. And I'm not saying, and I know people are going to say, well, you're sounding a little biased, Candace, because Young and Restless is your show. No, I watch all these shows. And I can say, Martha Madison did an amazing job when Marlena was in the hospital.
Yes, she did.
Don't get it twisted. Cassie DePaiva, my God, is Cassie freaking DePaiva. Then you have Vanine, and I mean, here's the thing. I can go, Vanine and Lindsay Godfrey, and I know a lot of people said stuff about Lindsay, but she actually brought her A game too. But at the end of the day, I think it is going to be between Michelle and Beth. Who do I want to win? Both. Like, I want a tie. I always say that. I want a tie. But if I have to go with my heart, please don't let politics come into play with this. I would love for Michelle Morgan to win. I really would. Because that would actually be a Band-Aid on the wound that was left, for a lot of us fans of Young and the Restless. Again, I would love it best because she hasn't won since I was a baby. So, but this is going to be, I really do want to see what the Academy chooses.
This is, I have to say something. This is so hard because Casey coined it perfectly. I love when and please forgive me, my African American brothers and sisters out there, but The Young and the Restless has African islands, and they leave them in their own story arc for the most part. And so, now you have the African American powerful vote because her performances were phenomenal against the big unpretty girl vote.
Mhm. But I do want to say this.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Now, I was going to say, there is, however, I have to say this, the honorable mention is that I was pissed off that Kirsten Storm's name was not on this list yesterday.
Thank you.
That's the one.
Thank you.
I will say this, as much as it, is, like I said earlier, there's 6 for supporting actress. And I'm sorry, there is one person that, and I'm not saying who, that to me could have not been on this list, or again, they could have extended the nominations a little bit. Even Sal, who plays Lainey on Days of Our Lives, should have been on this list too. That's why I will take it back. There should have been 8 nominees in this category, and I was shocked, and then I shook my head. I was like, Kirsten Storm, even though a lot of people probably forgot about that storyline because there was so much more on General Hospital, but let's not forget how General Hospital started out the year with Nathan's funeral, having Maxie being a grieving widow and a mama-to-be. Like, Kirsten Storm did a phenomenal job, and it hurts every time when she puts in some good material, they never recognize her. So,
okay, and I'm going to be less politically correct and say I like lately what Lindsay has done with Caroline, but I'm sorry. Kirsten Storm should be. Would she have taken it home? I'm not entirely sure, but I think she would have given these ladies a run for their money, including Beth and Michelle. And I'm sorry, I like Lindsay. I do like you. Some, but this year was not. This year was not your year.
I don't know.
You took a slot from Kirsten. That is. Oh my God. Yeah. David.
Beth Maitland gets me every time she's on, so she was my choice. I echo what you guys say. I mean, I can't say any better. She just brings it, and if you're not there, she makes sure you're there.
Mm-hmm.
They humanized Hillary in the writing, but quite honestly, Michelle took that writing, and we was on a Aladdin and Jasmine magic carpet ride with her. And I would be saying the same thing, basically, about Kirsten. Her, and Michelle Stafford too, honestly. But Kirsten showed me what a waste GH is at times with certain talent. They gave her some phenomenal material, and now she's back to the cute little colorful butterfly that she most of the time. And she should be here on this list. All right, David, take us to the boys.
To the men, we have Max Gale, Mike, General Hospital. Brighton James, Devon, Young and the Restless. Eric Martzoff, Brady, Days of Our Lives. Greg Reichart, Leo, Days of Our Lives. Dominic Zampronia, Dante, General Hospital.
Anthony, you take this because I got too much to say about this, and so Jesus is telling me to keep my mouth shut until you finish.
Okay, this category I think is even with me for guest performer category on I am sad, I am mad, and I don't think that I can find me some glad. Let me just put it that way. If y'all don't know it by now, I'm going to shock you and tell you I am a gay man. Okay. Greg, I absolutely love everything you do with Leo. God, do I love his performances. But I'm not sure that he really, based upon who did not make it to this list, I'm not sure he needs to be here. Eric Martzoff? Oh, God. It's got to be because he's pretty. It's got to be not be. I just can't. I love you, Eric. I do, and sometimes you really shock me with some good performances. Well, it's got to be because you're pretty. Okay. I'm not going to mention who in the pre-noms did not come ahead. I'm going to leave that to Candice because I know girl's chomping. She's chomping. What I will say is, of this list, Gail is the Dina of last year. And it's been done without going over the top. It's been done, I mean, he's playing against Maurice Bernard, Laura Wright, Steve Burton at times, the younger set. And my last comment, I'm sorry, Dominic, I love you too, but I'm not really sure you deserve to be here either. For that Sunny episode, it's got to be what it's for. I'm not really sure you deserve to be here either. So my vote is for Max.
Candy.
You said nothing on Greg?
All right.
Ringing in the sheaves. Karen, Candy, come rejoicing.
Anthony, you
Candace
forgot
is going to be going to therapy. Forgot Brighton. You're so wrong. Okay. All right. Dear Soap Jesus, please let me not say one bad thing that screw it. Young and the Restless had a really powerful story last year. I know a lot of people weren't feeling it. Where's that at?
Yep.
Where's that at? I mean, here's the thing. Say what you want about the story, and I said this a couple of places yesterday, and and I'm gonna say it here. That storyline was powerful. It showcased Thad's acting in a way we haven't seen in a very long time from him. Because everybody still thinks of JT as, come away with me, I'm the pretty boy who can sing a song and look all rugged like I'm Dylan Washam 90210. But I don't understand how he was overlooked. I don't get it. Another person I think should have been on this list, where's Christopher Sean?
Thank you.
Say what you... My thing is that Christopher Sean rose, even though that storyline of Sonny, Will, and everything, which is the new generation version of Marlena, Ronan, and John, Paul went through it by being heartbroken, being dumbfounded, being heartbroken, finding some strength, and then going out of a window. Like, to me, come on now. Like, I'm sorry, Academy. This is where, again, I even say you if you can have 6 supporting actresses, why not have 6 or 8 supporting actors? Because there were some people who definitely should have been in this category. But I'm sorry, that should have been in this damn category. Now, with going forward, with saying that, Dominic Superior, look, General Hospital, I see what you're doing. see, I got your number, General Hospital, and I'm not going to like it if you do this. Here's the thing. A lot of people was like saying, what did Dominic, submit if it was for the Sunny episode? Again, let's go back to early part of 2018, the Nathan stuff. Like, Dante was hurt that his best friend, he took it out on Peter, him and Lulu. Like, there was some stuff that he did that was actually away from Maurice, that he showed that he can handle good material if they gave it to him. Sadly, they gave it to him a little too late. And if I'm thinking the way I'm thinking, if he wins General Hospital, you definitely give him his contract. Definitely give him something, okay? Max Gale, okay. But, oh, God, the Alzheimer's storyline breaks your heart. You already knew that, as soon as they said Alzheimer's, this was an Emmy category. This was Emmy real all over the place. Not knocking the storyline. Max Gale took over a role that a lot of people thought could not be done. And he made Mike a character of his own. And you're right. Look at who he was surrounded by. A lot of people know him for his comedy. Nobody thinks of him as a dramatic actor, but he pulled you in, and you feel for him, and you wonder how this storyline is going to go. It's emotional. It's real life and whatnot. Greg Rickhart, I agree with. Look, it's Greg Rickhart, folks. Can he do no wrong? Leo is the character that I am so glad that the writers can realize. Oh, it doesn't have to be a female to act this bitchy. It can be a male. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. He is the new female.
Real quick, and the courage to make a gay character a villain and not, we got to tread so damn lightly because we can't offend LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ. No, Leo exists. He like Jack McFarlane.
Leo,
we have him in real life. I know 3 Leos in my own life.
Right.
So thank you for that.
Yeah, Leo is your Dorian Lord, Erica Kane, Drew Winters, Jill Foster, Reva Shane on a good day. Like all the vixens that we've grown up to know is in Leo. And I like how Greg it doesn't even look like he's acting. That tells you that's good acting. If you can't, you can't. He's having fun. Eric Monsoff, it was the Nicole stuff. And the Teresa stuff. Pretty much.
There was a comment made on another show last night. Okay. Greg calls in, and somebody had said to him, I was watching your scenes with no volume, and I knew just by what you were doing how powerful your performance was. And then when I turned the sounds on, I was triply blown away. He absolutely is a powerhouse. Powerhouse. He deserves a category of his own.
He can take it.
Quite honestly.
And then you got Eric. Like I said, he's a pretty boy who can act. If you give him the material, Eric will he will just be flawless. And then you got Brighton James. Okay, we found out last night what his reel was, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I knew that from jump what it was.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those races where some people are going to be upset, and some people are going to be like, oh, okay. I always say this. I really, truly believe this one. It's going to be a tie. It's going to be a tie between Max Gale
and Brighton.
And I think Brighton James.
And Brighton.
And
absolutely.
if I'm wrong on that, the shocker would be Dominic. The shock would be Dominic if he walks away with it.
As much as I love General Hospital, I'm sorry, but this is one that I don't want to see happen. And I love Dominic. Mm-hmm. And when they give him stuff to play, absolutely. But that episode, y'all all know how I feel. We had lengthy discussions about that. It was just wrong in so many aspects. And to use it for Emmy reel, it's just unfair in my especially Thad, like you said, Thad, and there were 3. there were 3 on the pre-nom list that should be on the final nominations. But that is the biggest overlook. We didn't have to like the storyline, but we have to recognize that he brought not only A game, but A+ college prep material, high school level raw acting to the storyline.
I mean, think about this. When you can go toe-to-toe, like we said about General Hospital, there's some big heavyweights over at General Hospital. When you go toe-to-toe with Eric Braeden, I don't even have to say anything else. When you go toe-to-toe with him and you can actually, like, be the spotlight in the storyline, in the story, the scene itself, you are a winner. Again, you didn't have to like the storyline. I know a lot of people didn't. But take away the storyline. Look at the performances. My God, that are brilliant.
I'm going to highlight one thing that I know wasn't his Emmy reel, but the stupidity of the outline story of Hawaii versus the creepy factor and the goosebumps up and down your arms watching him. Now, Amelia, I love her. Y'all all know that I love her, but she was phoning it in for those episodes. I'm sorry. It was
I got something to say about that when we get to that category. Because but those are the 2 that I was like really just like, okay, where's Thad and where's Christopher Sean at? Like, are we not? Yeah. Is there technical difficulties? Did we not say their names? Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
Our faithful leader, David?
Well, let me know. What did Brighton submit?
Okay. He submitted. Wait a minute. I knew he was going to ask this question, so I kind of came prepared here. He submitted the 2 final days of Hillary before Hillary died. Right. So that was the proposal and the wedding. Oh God, yeah, the confrontation of when Devon found out Lily. When Lily caused the accident, which there. Yep. Thank you. It. And then there was a scene with him and his therapist when he was talking about Hillary. He did he did a full circle story reel.
Good
the
for
loss,
him.
The confrontation and the dealing.
Oh.
Tell me that, man. Tell me that. He learned from the best. He learned from the best. He learned from Christoph on that.
Yeah,
he learned from Christoph.
I revised what I said.
He learned it.
It is definitely a tie running race, and I do think.
Oh God!
I love from who we have in the category. I do love Max Gale, and I want him to be recognized. But yeah,
I can't make up my mind.
My man, I'm so proud of you, boy.
Because Max Gale,
okay, proud of you.
Max Gale, he submitted the Nurses Ball with Sonny. That whole scene with him, forgetting the song and him talking to Sonny. And look, if you are a General Hospital fan, you know what sometimes Frank sometimes helps help with the reel. And he always does something with the Nurses Ball because there's also an ensemble cast for the Nurses Ball. So that was his. Eric Mossall, wait a minute, he had stuff when Brady was at Marlena's bedside. Okay, y'all use Deidre Hall for y'all Emmy reel. Okay, and when Brady had admit that he wasn't the best man and that he needed his family, like pretty much Eric went for the emotions.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you got Greg who did the Return of Leo. Yeah, you got the Return of Leo. So the only person we don't know is Dominic. But like I said, I think Dominic submitted when the how Lulu was like involved in Nathan getting shot and the whole Nathan's death storyline.
That's all he has for that, really.
No, he has the Sunny episode. And that's I think.
That was not 2019.
This was this
wasn't
year.
It?
It was this year.
It was, yeah.
That was February. I swear it was February sweeps. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly,
February counts? This
yeah.
February.
If it does.
I didn't know that counted.
Okay, so I'm gonna revise what I said about Dominic as well. If he submitted the stuff around Nathan and Lulu, then I give you back. I give back my respect. I give back my respect.
Oh, okay.
But if it's based upon the Sunny episode, everything I said stands.
Well, wait a minute. Well, no, the Sunny episode was this year. Wait, the Sunny episode was this year. So it doesn't count. It's only the calendar year of 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nathan's death was the storyline, and Dante going to the WSB was all 2018.
Okay.
So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Then I'm not upset you're here, but again, Christopher and Thad should be taking either Marstoff, Reichert, or Zampronis. They were wrong, in my opinion, wrongly voted. And there's a third. I won't mention any names, but there's a third one that I think is severely overlooked in this category as well.
Pre-nomination list?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say there's somebody who wasn't even on the pre-nomination list, should have been on the pre-nomination list, and probably had a chance to be on the nomination list, and that's Chad Duell, a.k.a. Michael from General Hospital.
You know what? I agree with you. He should have been on the pre-nom list. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, David. Let's
I want to know who you were thinking of.
I'll tell you if you guess it. Take a look at that list for a second.
Who, Darian Brooks?
I love him, but no.
I
What
don't
is
know.
it, Lamar? The one that plays Eli? Because he should have been on that too.
Yep.
Just saying.
I'm sorry.
That's who it was?
Yep.
See, we think alike.
Based upon Greg Reichert, and I love him. I can't say enough about him. Based upon Greg Reichert and Eric Marstoff, who again, he's so damn pretty, and when he does have material, but
He chews it up. Yeah.
Eli, I'm sorry, Eli should have been here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you're good.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I love Darren Brooks too, but this wasn't his year. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
All right, David. Here we go.
I think.
Here we go.
You ready for the lead? After I said that, it's between Brighton and Max. Now it's my pick, and then we're going lead actress. Okay, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, Steffi Bold and the Beautiful, Marcy Miller, Abigail, Our Lives, Heather Tom, Katie Bold and the Beautiful, Maura West, Ava Jerome, General Hospital, Laura Wright, Carly Corinthos Jacks, General Hospital.
Please let me go. Anthony, I let you go first last time.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Look, as the resident, soap opinionator, whatever you want to call me, it's my duty to say this. I feel like this category was so messed up. This was a Young and the Restless shout out, okay? And look, I'm even going to go. Look, I'll even go further, okay? There's some people who were missing from this list, not just from Young and the Restless. However, Young and the Restless was really missing. I expected Amelia to be on there. Again, you take a look at the JT storyline, say what you want about it, but look at how she portrayed Victoria as a vulnerable victim. A lot of people did say what you said, Anthony, earlier about phoning it. I looked at the fact that here's Amelia, who, by the way, is celebrating her anniversary today. 16 years, girl. They said, "Go, girl, prove them wrong." The thing is that we've seen Victoria Newman, her version of Victoria Newman, as a strong. She's always going to be Victor Jr. She can hold her own. She can do no wrong. When we saw her in the situation that she was in, you saw her strength. You saw everything being taken away from her. Played a real victim. She was embarrassed. You saw that. Betrayed. You saw that. Confused. You saw that. You saw like I said, a lot of people can say different things, but I personally saw that. I saw a character who has so much going for her. And in the blink, as of today is the anniversary of that scene when JT snapped. And you saw the whole, it was like one of those, wait a minute, what just happened? But Amelia, consider, and here's another factor. I can't imagine how tough this storyline was for Thad and Amelia.
Exactly. Thank you.
I could not imagine. These are I don't know if the divorce went through or not, but they were married. They have kids. They're friends, and they're doing this storyline about domestic violence. And it was gut-wrenching. It was scary because she brought that. She brought that to the forefront. I wish they would have, gave her a nomination. I really do. Another person is Sharon Case. Here's the thing.
Thank you.
Okay. The scene where she told Nick off at the wedding, when she found out, and not only that, but there was a scene with her and Mariah. It was like, oh my gosh, Sharon Case is back. Ladies and gentlemen, Sharon Case. Where's her nomination at? Fiona Hughes. Another woman who Grace and Beauty comes to mind. She's playing. She may not have had this material and the two other ladies from General Hospital. Her name should have been on the list. Those are three women who should have been on there. Now, Heather Tom, this is her 18th nomination. And when I saw her name, I was like, of course. I was like, Bold and Beautiful has two leading actresses, even though Catherine CAROLYN should be nominated for something. I don't think they like something. But then I said, of course, Jacqueline carried the story for a whole year. Okay? Again, say what you want about the storyline. Homegirl did her thing. When she was crying and dropped on her knees and was graveling on Liam's leg to take her back because she made a mistake about the paternity test, I felt that. When she made that speech about her being a mother, putting her daughter first and showing her daughter what a real woman is, okay, even though half of me was like, yeah, right, it ain't going to take that long before she tries to be with Liam again. I felt that. So I was like, props to Jacqueline. Now, you got Marcy Miller. The one Days of Our Lives actress who her first year she got a nomination. Her second, her farewell, she gets another one. She carried that at the DID storyline. She played three characters. Again, emotions are key when you play something like this. Her acting against Billy Tyler, I mean, she did her thing. And then you got General Hospital. You have the icons, Laura Wright and Mara West. I'm not even going to say anything except for this is going to be a all bloodbath in the category. This is where that's the problem. You really don't know who to choose, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Mara West submitted to Dr. Kiki. And
wait,
we all
what did she submit?
She submitted when Kiki died.
Oh, it's
go to that scene, and Anthony, go to that scene when she found out Kiki died. Go to that scene right now in your head. And remember,
yeah, I know where I am.
No. Yeah. Like, Catherine, you said to me, Lord Catherine, you're wrong.
Wait,
I am your mother.
Please, let me stop you for a second and I got to highlight this yet again because there are iconic moments. Judith Light on that stand. Sammy Brady, which she didn't even get the nod for, that dream sequence, that whole episode. Oh, my God. There were iconic moments. Maura West started out in passion, went to piss off when Griffin showed up at the door, and went through just about pure mental breakdown at the body bag. That's not soap acting.
Yep.
That's Oscar-worthy. Maybe not Oscar-winning, but that is Oscar-worthy performance. She went from passion to rage to
denial.
Pure mental breakdown in the space of one. It carried over. Yes, it did, and it started the day before. But in one episode, she gave us passion, rage, and just pure anguish, mental breakdown. Oscar-worthy performance.
Can we just submit that to the Academy, to the Oscars? Can they do something about that? Because my thing, I mean, here's the thing. We all know when they had said, if you go back to when the spoiler came out that Kiki was going to die, there was two names that popped up when they said this: Roger Howard and Maura West. And Lord knows, we were not prepared for that episode. We weren't prepared for that scene. We were not prepared for the emotional breakdown. If you weren't a fan of Ava's, you were in awe of Maura West's talent. Okay, she is I'm not going to say Beverly McKenzie, because everybody's been saying that, or the Kim Simmer. No, Maura West is Maura freaking West. Okay, we've been with her since As the World Turns. We know what she's capable of. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what acting is. This is what daytime is built on. That, my friend, is acting. Laura Wright, she submitted when she was waiting for Morgan to come through the door, that because her world did not make sense without Morgan. Also, the confrontation with, wait a minute, let me look at it real quick. When she was talking to Jocelyn about stuff, and when Carly and Nell was in the mental institution. Let me tell you, folks, Laura Wright ain't no joke. Okay, she knows that she's going against Maura West. You think y'all think they playing that? No. This is what makes it epic. But don't count out Heather Tom, folks.
Before I give my synopsis, what did Heather Tom actually submit?
Heather Tom, we believe, submitted the custody hearing. Okay. The stuff with Don and probably Ingo, we're not too sure what she submitted, but if you've been watching Bold and Beautiful, you know that was the major part of her story arc last year, was the custody of, her going against Bill, with her and Thorne and all that stuff with Will. So that's what, and of course, like I said, with Jacqueline, it's the whole paternity, situation. Marcy, this one is going to be a full-fledged fight. This is going to be the category really everybody's going to be watching. Who do I want to win? God damn. Okay.
No idea.
Who I really want to win is a tie in my heart to give it to fresh blood. And that would be Marcy and Jacqueline. Because I do have a feeling that Laura and Mar are going to cancel each other out. Heather Tom, even though she's a fan favorite and she is the Grand Slam lead actress, meaning she's won younger supporting and lead. Her material, if it is the custody versus the other people's material, isn't going to be heavy. So I have to go in my heart and say, you know what, the Academy wants to usher in the younger generation to watch these shows. So they would give it to two actresses who really was not saying that none of these actresses weren't talked about a lot, but Jacqueline and Marcy really were two names that, just popped up. That's who in my heart, I want to win. Who will get it? Maura West. Come on now. Maura West.
Okay. Before I give my come to Jesus with this, you mentioned two Young and the Restless ladies that I completely agree with. Oh my God, do I completely agree. do you feel that somebody over at Days was overlooked?
Man, I mean, if this person would have submitted herself, I always will say Deidre Hall. Deidre Hall, in my eyesight, should have also been nominated. I know she rarely does it because of situations like this. I think in my heart, I also think that, I mean, I would say Deidre Hall. I'm going to say Deidre Hall, but I think Marcy, no. You're going to tell me. And when you say it, I'm probably going to be like, oh, yeah.
Okay. So
who do you think? Who do you think?
I'm going to step up and say my left outs first. I don't fully agree with you on Amelia. And I want to clarify what I said. The scenes in Hawaii, I think she was phoning it in. The aftermath, from the moment they got back to Genoa City through about a week after they supposedly buried JT, fire. She had her choice. She had her choice of scenes. Against who's actually in the category, though, I don't. Sharon Case, though, however, okay. Now, I'm going to go to Salem. And what I'm about to say, I think, might surprise a lot of people. Deidre Hall, I knew wasn't going to submit. I love and respect her. Deidre Hall, I love you, baby. I truly do. But as far as Days of Our Lives is concerned, you're only as good as who you get to play with. Unfortunately. She's not somebody who can bring out the talent in the talent lacking. I'm going to leave it with that. Where there is a huge, and I wrestled in my head which category I was going to bring this up in, but I truly do believe it could be lead actress, so I waited. I am so very, very disappointed not to see Stacey Hydak.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She could have been nominated.
She could have been
supporting.
Yeah.
But I also think she could have been nominated in lead. Had she submitted herself in lead, she wouldn't have taken it home. But she deserves a place at the table. That luncheon that they have, she should be sitting at that
women.
table.
Yeah.
She did phenomenal work. First and foremost, okay, let me just say, to go to work on the first day knowing that you are going to be picking up after the groundbreakingly phenomenal Eileen Davidson, okay? He's got to be. Like, I need Valium. I need marijuana. I need Maurice Bernard whispering in my ear, you could do this. I need Steve Burton carrying me home because I wouldn't be able to walk after I performed my scenes. But then, on top of that, she came in as Susan Banks first. Not Kristen, who is dynamic and not an easy role to play, but as Susan Banks, and created a version of Susan Banks that was so believable that you almost couldn't tell if it was Stacey or Eileen. So her not being recognized this year just bothers me. It bothers me so damn deeply. Okay, now to the actual category itself. Jackie Girl, one of these years, you go win. And this year, it was a strong. When she fell to her knees, I said, "Oh, hello, this millennial version of Miss Erica Kane. Hello, yes, Yes, thank you. Come to the table, Jacqueline. Heather Tom, I think, is the female version of Peter Bergman. No matter what she does, she's going to be nominated, whether it truly deserves to be or not. Now, I love me some Heather Tom. I loved her when she was Kill Kramer. I absolutely loved her when she was Victoria Newman. And I love her as Katie, but this was not her year. Oh. Now, Marcy. Ain't no one done a DID storyline like Miss Erica Slezak. Nika Smith. Okay? Connie tried. Mm-hmm. She tried. Connie tried. And then you came along and just really definitely deserves to be sitting where she is. Last year, not so much. This year, absolutely. And let's go to Port Charles. Laura. Carly has been my character from day one, whether it be Sarah, Tamara. Okay, not that weird redhead chick that was there for 3 months. Don't know
Jennifer.
who she was. Don't care who she was. Jennifer, yes.
Stop it,
Bye.
Anthony.
Bye, Felicia. But Carly has always been my character. Carly has always been my character, minus those weird 3 months where she was redheaded. Bye, Felicia. It was a horrible thing to put an actress like that and try to take on Carly. Corinthos, no. Okay. But that's dead and gone. Her scenes this year were powerful. Wow. I love Laura Wright. I loved her as Cassie. I loved her back when she was in Corinth. I loved her when she skittled over to New York. And I loved her in all the various incarnations that they've thrown at her as Carly. And this year is no exception. However, I said it before and I will say it again. We went from passion to pure venom, Miss Anger, to disbelief, to, oh my God, no, to just anguish, the cry, no. You wake up, Kiki Jerome. Kiki Olivia Jerome, sorry. The chills, the tears for a villain to elicit tears like that means, like you said, Miss Meryl Streep of daytime. If she does not take this home this year, it will be because the Academy yet again played their games. And that's all I'm going to say at that. Thank you, Olivia Jerome. You wake up right now.
That scene, again, like I said, when we read the spoilers, and heard that Kiki was going to die, 2 names popped up, Mara and Ashley, Roger. And, we said, I'll say it, I said Roger is going to show up. But I love how General Hospital, by the way, he should have been nominated too, had played the opposite. With Mara, when that whole scene, and it is still an iconic scene because as I'm talking about it, I can remember exactly step by step, I can remember what everybody's expression was in that scene. And to know that look, there's some people who say that some of these actresses are true divas. Yep. And you're right, they are, because of performances like that. If Mara wasn't in it, Laura Wright is another person. And let me explain this. Laura Wright is also a person who she can command a scene with her emotions. Case in point, when Morgan died. If you want to take General Hospital out of it, okay, Gone Light. When she found out that JB was Jonathan who slept with Tammy. If you want to go back even further, to Loving and to the City, We can go through the whole when she was pregnant by Tyler Adler. We can go through that whole thing. She is an actress who can also carry it. She's a Glenn Close. If I'm going to compare Hollywood legends, she's a Glenn Close, maybe. Is Meryl Streep. Heather Tom is the Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Does that sound about accurate? Julia
That's
Roberts.
exactly who was in my head. That's I swear to God.
You know, and then you have
dog.
Marcy and Jacqueline, who are still the new people. And granted, they had heavy storyline too. This is going to be it's going to be a bloodbath because whoever wins will be the queen of the night. But I don't want people to say this like, oh, well, that person didn't deserve it because of that. All of them deserve this. They all deserve this nomination. Whether it was a strong year or not, they put the work in. They did some amazing stuff this year, and I hope there's no politics in this. I hope they call it right down the middle. If it's a three-way tie, so be it.
Yeah.
Let it be a three-way tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. And you know, if Jackie takes it, I will not be. I will be celebratory for her. I will be so happy. I will be well deserved. If Marcy takes it, the same thing. I love you, Laura. You know I do. And you and I have spoken personally quite a few times. If Laura takes it, I will feel like there's a problem. And if Heather takes it, I will feel like there's a problem. Again, both of them had phenomenal material. But you put it up against Maura West. The only two that possibly of this category that possibly stand a chance is Jackie and Marcy.
Yeah.
Now, whoever goes up there.
I'm
sorry. Let me just finish this one thought. Whoever does end up at that podium should hold that up and say, "Okay, I'm gonna keep this for a couple of weeks because I did actually win, but then I'm gonna send it and rotate it to the rest of my ladies because we all deserve this."
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. See, if I was nominated, I would do it, but I'm not nominated. I'm just saying.
Not tonight.
But I'm not tonight. Darn it. But here's the thing: next year, I'm going to say
next year
this.
when you're in your digital.
There you go. That's right, my digital drop. That's right. Here's the thing, though. But this is what I also want to tell our listeners. Keep an eye on this year because some of the nominees that were nominated this year are killing it right now. But there's going to be some new names that's going to come up in some categories. Say this, even though everybody's saying Maura West, keep in mind that Melanie Thomas Scott is also doing her thing on Young and the Restless. And if she gets nominated next year and goes against Maura West, then we're going to talk. Talk.
All right,
guys,
David.
we got to go to the men. We have to go to the men, and then we got to do the announcement for Christoph's special.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, David.
Okay, men. You ready? Men.
I am.
Maurice Bernard, General Hospital. Peter Bergman, Jack, Young and the Restless. Tyler Christopher, Stefan, Days of Our Lives. Billy Flynn, Chad, Days of Our Lives. John Lindstrom, Ryan and Kevin, General Hospital. You know what my pick is.
What?
Candice, you or me?
Okay. I'll go because I feel a little heartbroken about this category.
Me too.
There's a couple of people. There was more than just one name that was floating around social media that everybody wanted. There was a couple of people, and I want to take this time and say that to Jason Thompson, Drake Hogeston, and to Roger Howard, you guys should have been a part of this list as well. And to Eric Braden as well, because you guys, just like we said about the ladies, you guys put in a lot of work last year, and I'm even going to throw in another Young and the Restless person who didn't even get nominated or submitted, was Joshua Morrow, whether he was going to be supporting or lead. You may not like the story, but this was a time that Josh really did a lot of – for a minute we thought he was going to be he is the future of the show, and we all know the behind-the-scenes drama, but he really did some amazing work.
He did.
Drake Hostin, I can't even wrap my brain around this because, if anything, his name should have been announced yesterday. I don't understand this at all. This is one of those times where I'm so confused because all last year, was Marlena and John. Besides the Abby stuff, John and Marlena's storyline, the wedding, was the most the eventful umbrella storyline, and I don't understand how Drake did not get not one nomination. I don't understand that. Jason Thompson, I'm going to be honest with you, when the pre-nomination, when he was at Marlena's bedside,
when he did the at her bedside, and their rights were
with
Belle.
Yeah, with Belle.
His scenes with Sammy,
the scenes with Eric, with Brady and Eric, his scenes with Paul. Even his scenes with Susan and them. I don't understand what the Academy was thinking with this. I want to see. Can somebody find out if we can find out what Drake submit, all the stuff that Drake did submit? Because I really want to know. Because that was the biggest shock to me. If anything, that shocked me to the core. Another thing is that when the pre-nominations came out and I saw Peter, Jason, and Eric, I was like, you know what? Can Jason Thompson get it? Because here's the thing. This man, Jason Thompson, he should have had an Emmy by now. His work as Billy, the scene that popped out to me was the gambling. When the Abbott family confronted him about, and he was like, "Are you done yet? I gotta go."
Yep.
Yeah, and even some of the stuff with Summer, I know I try to have amnesia too, so I will forget about it. But his scenes with him and Phyllis about, that came out of play. So I just really wanted to take the time out, and to Eric for making everybody believe that something was wrong with you, even though Victor was actually the one that was hospitalized, but people thought it was really you. That's acting, my friends. That is acting. Thank you very much. Okay, back to the list at hand. I'm so happy John Lindstrom got on it. I'm so happy that he's on this list. Do I think he's going to win? He's played a dual role. He played a dual role. And, sometimes it works in the favors. Look at David Canary. Look at Ellen Willer and Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to be more on – and Eileen Davidson, thank you. If it's going to be based off of Ryan, then hell to the yeah. My heart would love for him to win. I have a feeling, though, and I know everybody can say, Maurice Bernard. Peter Bergman. I'm not going to say he's the underdog, and I'm not going to say he's the one that everybody should be looking out for. I'm just saying if you take a look at the list, and if you are a true soul fan and you know what some of these people submitted, Billy submitted stuff with Abby DID. Tyler submitted stuff with the DID storyline. That John submitted something with Kevin and Ryan. Maurice submitted the Alzheimer's storyline. Peter Bergman did a clear-cut realization that his character was an Abbott all this time and the frustration of it all. And it wasn't overhyped and it wasn't underhyped. It was real-time reaction.
Okay.
Peter Bergman, I think, will win this. In my heart, John Lindstrom.
Okay.
10 minutes, guys.
So I'm going to make this very quick. I'm going to call this the Jack Attack category. I'm so sorely. I'm sorry. I love me, Tyler. Y'all all know. Now I stay gay because of Tyler. That's how much I love that man. But he does. I'm sorry. He doesn't deserve to be on. He doesn't deserve to be on this list. I'm sorry. Billy Flynn made it by the skin of his teeth. Just barely deserves it. Drake, absolutely. Drake and Drake and Billy, Jason, were so sorely overlooked. It's got to be politics. Now, for the category at hand, Jason, by the way, if you hear this, just know I so love the work you did this year, that intervention. God, just know you're God, okay? The list at hand. I agree completely with Candice. The two to watch out for. Let me rephrase that. There are three to watch out for because Maurice has a level of respect that sometimes shows his performances a little bit more powerfully than they actually were. However, that man brings it and brings it and brings it and brings it. John, that you made it to this list, God, I want you to take this home this year. However, if Jack submitted what I think, if Peter submitted what I think he submitted, when he playing against Eileen, playing against Tracy, Beth, then it better be a tie. Because I'm sorry, John has been in this business for going on 35 years. And the surgeons, the Renaissance, the creep, and in the same damn room to be playing against yourself, it is a creep.
No.
And as Kevin,
in theory,
and then to go with Miss Laura West, Miss Jeannie Francis, Miss Laura Wright, and even Miss Emmy Ryland. You know, oh God, come on, Academy, and do the right thing this year and tie this. I was I'm a little more John than Peter. However, Peter deserves it. Peter does deserve it. Tie it up. That'd be fine with me. But if it can only be one, then it better be John. What I will say is, as much as I love Roger Howarth, I don't think based upon John, Drake, Jason Thompson, I don't think he would have been able to contend. So it doesn't bother me as much that he didn't get the nom this year. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. That's great, guys. Let's leave the Emmys briefly, and we have an announcement about Christoph's special episode coming up next month. And who's taking part? Anthony?
Well, this is a shocker. Our wonderful, very, very missed Drusilla, a.k.a. Miss Rowell, Michelle is coming back, and so is Shamar Moore. And from what I'm told, there are 3 other surprises in store that they're not going to release. They're not going to tell us. There are 3 more names that
Crystal
are going to sell. Well, Crystal's
Crystal Khalil.
Crystal's still on canvas for the most part, so that's not a comeback, really. Sorry, I'm not dismissing her.
Yeah.
Brighton and her are going to bring it, I'm sure. But the fact that they did ask and allow Victoria, Drew, to come back is a big. That's a big.
That's big.
Yeah, the other Winter's wife won't be able to make it. She's not in the country. But I'm chomping at the bit as to who these 3 surprise. These other 3.
So
I am too. So when can we expect?
Okay.
Yeah, when can we expect the specials on April 23rd, 24th, and then there's the one on the 29th, I believe.
Right. That's the one. So pretty much, if you haven't been reading the blogs and whatnot, it's going to be starting actually in the next couple of weeks of the whole storyline with Neil. It's what we all thought they're going to do with Neil. And those 2 days is going to be set aside for, I guess we can say it, Neil's death. Yes, we can say that. And on the 29th is the special where everybody comes together and talks to each other. I real quick want to say, CBS, Sony, and Victoria, you did the right thing.
Yeah.
You did it. I mean, it's sad that it took this to happen, but we know in your heart that if this wasn't going to happen, there was going to be a little bit more salt in the wounds of all the fans. You have Michelle Morgan coming back. And of course we all knew Shamar. Come on now, we all knew Shamar. He wouldn't have not done this.
No, he wouldn't.
I went online to kind of like be a detective, because y'all know I'm a detective on the side as well as a lawyer and a doctor. Thank you, General Hospital, Young and Restless. The actress who played Sophie, Julie Pace Mitchell,
right.
She may be, this isn't confirmed, but she said that she would like to be a part of it. Sometimes, they say that and they mean they actually going to do it. So, she may be that they might bring Moses.
That would.
That
would be fitting.
What I'm hoping for is I'm hoping that Sony and that why it's going to be such a big surprise is that Sony allows Abe, James Carver, to come in as a one-day role and give a nod to the Generations, portion of the Kristoff legacy.
Vivica Fox. Vivica A. Fox was on there too when Kristoff started.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that Nichelle kind of comes in as an angel. Maybe Nichelle and Drew come in as an angel, although I would love if Drew actually did survive and is out there somewhere. I'm hoping the surprise guests are a nod to Generations. Although I wouldn't be so upset if Shamar showed up with Baby Girl in some weird kind of quirky role, Kristen Vaganess from Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
That'd be really cute too.
Right.
To throw a little levity into what's going to be gut-wrenchingly emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I am so glad that Mel will be long gone. As these shows are written and produced.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, we got to say goodbye, guys. Ready?
So make sure you guys. Make sure you guys
tune in to
Emmys May 5th.
May 5th.
All right, see you guys next week.
Emmy.
And we have Brittany Thurpey next week, guys.
Yes, we do.
All right, the excitement.
See you then.
See you
Bye,
then.
guys.